Hey, GA, in run defense last game, and tell me if I'm wrong, there seemed to be issues with the angles that DBs took, allowing what could have been maybe a 7 to 10 yard gains into bigger runs. What are the main things to emphasize in correcting that?
Well, a lot of the times you just got to make sure that your pace on the ball carrier is the right pace so you can find that angle. There are examples where that was done correctly. There was examples where we could have put ourselves in better position, and so it's really that's our job. We have to make sure that when things break, that we got to get the ball carriers on the ground and prevent those those plays that are already big from becoming even bigger plays. So those are things we just got to correct and continue to get reps and make sure that we make the plays when those opportunities present themselves.
Barry?
Hi, Gerald. I know week-to-week business and year-to-year business, and people don't look ahead long-term as coaches all that much. But do you feel in your heart of hearts that you have found a long-term starting safety combination in Javon and Brandon Jones? What intrigues you about moving forward with those two?
I think there's going to be plenty of time to evaluate their body of work and what they've done this season. Right now we're just really focused on the opportunity that we have this week and playing the New England Patriots. But you feel encouraged about what those guys have done. We'll want to continue to finish this out strong, and then there'll be plenty of time for us to just reflect on what the future holds for really anybody.
And with Jones, I want to ask you, clearly everyone can see what a great blitzer he is, what a great athlete he is, tackles well. Have his coverage skills improved this year? Are they at the level that you want them at?
I think everything that we're trying to do is improvement. He does a lot of good things, and we'll continue to improve really any skill set. Things have definitely improved, to answer your question. Is it to the level? Again, we're never going to be satisfied with anything that we do and where we are. We're always going to look for improvement, and that's what we're going to continue to do and focus on with the opportunity that we have this week together against New England.
Thanks.
Travis?
Hey, GA, good afternoon, man. I wanted to ask you about, kind of playing this final game of the season after a tough loss on Sunday and the contention being off the table and all that stuff. And the guy that's played in the league and coached in the league, and I know you guys are always evaluating, but I was curious, does this week do any more to tell you more about how guys are wired, how their character is compared to other weeks earlier in the season?
Yeah, I think regardless of the circumstances, when you look at just the opportunity that it is to work and play in the NFL, you can never take any of these weeks for granted. There's a lot of work that gets put in, for these 17, guaranteed opportunities that we have to go out there on the field together and compete. So, whether it, reveals character about an individual, I don't put a lot of stock into that. I mean, I think that every game definitely you learn from, and it exposes, really anybody, strengths, weaknesses, and things like that. But, it's just another opportunity for us to do this together. Unfortunately, we didn't do what we wanted to do this season, but we have one more opportunity to go out there together because we know at this point, it's the finale.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Coach.
Barry?
Gerald, with Javon, I know you have to look back at every snap at the end of the year, but just initial thought, do you think he's done everything asked of a safety at least an average or above average level this year?
I don't want to put a grade on it, but I would say that, what he's done this year as a rookie, come in here and operated in the responsibilities that we give him, it's been very encouraging, and it's been improvement over the course of time, over the course of the season, and obviously, as everybody has seen, he's put himself into positions to make splash plays, which the things that he's prepared for. So he's done a good job. Again, I'm not going to put a grade on it. But, we have one more opportunity, and we want to continue to see improvement regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the implications. We have one more opportunity to go out there against a division opponent, and we want to see improvement really every time that we perform out there on the field. So I look forward to this week.
And since we're not going to be able to hear your voice again until around August 12th, except for your Twitter account, which is great, I want to ask you, will you give in your exit meeting, will you give Javon and Brandon specifically a list, either orally or in writing, about areas you'd like them to improve over the next 8 months? I wouldn't ask you what's on the list, but do you do that type of thing?
I think that's our job as a coaching staff. You know, our jobs are to be teachers, and our players are our students. And so with that being said, you know, you're definitely going to give them things that they can concentrate on in the off season, you know, with the body of work that they put in, you know, and it could be an exit meeting, or it could be as I go back and evaluate their entire body of work and just look at some of the smallest things, some of the smallest details and things that they can kind of focus on and concentrate on. And it may not all be physical. You know, it may be just, you know, them continuing to learn the game of football, learn how they're getting attacked, learn specific coverages, learn specific things, and, you know, and learning from the work that they put in and the things that they can evaluate themselves on tape, as well as others in the league. You know, football is football, and really at any level, you can learn a great lesson just by simply watching a game and not necessarily just looking at numbers. So again, I know this is a long answer, but absolutely. I would definitely give, you know, not only them, but really anybody, you know, anybody in that room that is under, you know, my care in regards to their development, whether that's physical or intellectually in the game of football.